Rere is an area inhabited by yellow-eyed penguins, located on the south coast of New Zealand's South Island, a particularly isolated and rugged shoreline. The Royal Forest and Bird Protection Society started fencing a small area at Rere in 1980 to protect the penguins' native forest habitat from farm animals. They then purchased an area of 60 hectares from the adjacent landowner in 1989, and this area is now under a legal protective covenant. The approach to Rere by land is through farmland, which was created in the 1980s from cleared forest. The view from Rere Reserve extends to Southland's Mistake in the east and towards Brothers Point in the west. As evening approaches, the yellow-eyed penguins start coming home from their day out feeding at sea. The rocky landing area at Rere doesn't make their homecoming easy. But after they've landed, the penguins often gather together to socialise. This is the only opportunity for such social activity because when they head inland, they go to their own private areas. They take the same path every time, every morning, every evening. Let's follow a penguin home, up from the shore and into the forest. The way is steep to start with, and if you look carefully, you can see where the rock has been grooved by centuries of clambering penguin toes. Up to 900 metres from the sea they go. Further in, the ground starts to level off, and this makes their journey a little easier. On they go, through the forest, through the undergrowth, through dense tree fern and flaxy areas, till they reach their private roosting place. And this is where it spends the night with its long-term partner. Well, once it's found one. The annual breeding of yellow-eyed penguins begins in the spring months of August and September, when the penguin partners make an extra effort to reinforce their pair bonding. They may even prefer to spend a day on shore, canoodling, rather than head out to sea to fish. Next, they choose their nest site. This is often a favourite spot from previous years, but it's always private and tucked into a protective surround. And it's out of sight of any other nesting pair. Two eggs are laid, and unlike other penguin species, the yellow eyes will raise 2 chicks. Their success rate will depend on whether the food supply is good, and of course there may be other problems such as disease or undue interference from predators, stoats, rats or dogs, or from farm animals or humans. Both parents share this month-long incubation, and when the chicks hatch, they are carefully nurtured by both parents, who take turn about with the fishing, and the caring tasks. They're changing guard at the penguin nest. The penguin, who is returning from a feeding trip at sea, brings a special gift to its partner. And then settles in, taking its turn, feeding and protecting the chicks. The chicks can be fed 2 or 3 times a day at this stage, and they grow rapidly. Before too long, the fluffy, pear-shaped chicks will weigh more than their parents, and by mid-January the chicks are big enough to look after themselves. Both parents must constantly be making the journey back and forth from the sea to get enough fish to feed their hungry youngsters. As they grow bigger, the chicks explore their surrounds further and may leave the original nest site altogether. It has now become rather smelly with droppings and discarded fish. They initially wear a greyish-brown camouflage, which blends in well with their bush surrounds. The colour extends to their eyes even. They're a dull grey. By the end of January, a rapid transformation takes place. The chicks grow taller and their downy feathers are replaced by an almost full set of adult feathers. The adult yellow headband won't be there, though, until their first full molt, and that's another year away, when their eyes will also change to yellow. In the meantime, the juveniles laze around in the forest, getting fat. This luxurious teenage stage is short-lived, though, because towards the end of February their parents start to exercise tough love. The parents, having had a long period of devoted chick rearing, need to attend to their own needs and fatten up before the molt period arrives in early autumn. So they limit the food that they give their kids and send the message, "Fend for yourself." The juveniles struggle, making their first big independent decision, but eventually hunger and instinct drive it closer and closer to the shore. Its mind now made up, the juvenile penguin throws itself at the sea. And in the next few minutes, it learns to swim and is gone. For months. And maybe, or maybe not, it will one day return to its birthplace. Where do they go at sea? We're only learning about this now. We're uncertain where the juveniles go for their first 6 months, but adults have been tracked with radio tracking devices showing daily foraging trips of up to 30 kilometres offshore. This map from Whenua Hou shows a 2-day trip of 50 kilometres. It all depends on where the food is and when it is seasonably most abundant. Otago and Southland's yellow-eyed penguins may swim out to the edge of the continental shelf and dive as deep as 120 metres to feed near the sea floor. They head to the meeting place of warm and cool waters. This relatively warm Southland current and the cooler waters from the sub-Antarctic. This mixing zone is rich in food resources with abundant squid and small fish. There are about 3,000 to 4,000 yellow-eyed penguins in the world, and all in this southern region of New Zealand. The 80-plus penguins of Rere are a significant portion, and there is no doubt that they know their special place well, both out at sea and on the land, as they live there 20 and more years, coming and going.
Penguin with the yellow eyes, you've been here since those early times, safe in your home of tree and fern. no enemies at all. 1,000,000 years in wave and kelp, you never needed any help. The forest just beyond the dunes echoed with your call. Hoi ho, where did your home go? Hoi ho, where are the trees? Hoi ho, where did your children go? Hoi ho, lost in the sea. But by these rich New Zealand seas, men have cut down bush and trees, cleared the land to feed their sheep, and taken what they need. Left you without home or shade, asking why your numbers fade. Brought predators to roam the land, then wonder at their greed. Hoi ho, where did your home go? Hoi ho, where are the trees? Hoi ho, where did your children go? Hoi ho, lost in the sea. And out at sea you get no rest from dangers lurking round your nest, as choking in the drifting nets you watch your friends all drown. Swimming out so far from shore, you find your food is there no more, as fishing fleets from foreign lands rape the oceans round. Hoi ho, where did your home go? Hoi ho, where are the trees? Hoi ho, where did your children go? Hoi ho,